Chosen one, the time of concealment is ending. The veils that have hidden truth from your eyes are being torn away strip by strip, thread by thread, and what is being revealed will shake the very foundations of everything you thought you knew about this reality. They cannot hide it any longer. The masks are slipping. The facades are cracking. The carefully constructed illusions that have kept humanity in spiritual slumber are dissolving before our very eyes. And you, chosen one, you are witnessing the great unveiling in real time. Do you feel it? That stirring in your spirit? That quickening in your heart? That knowing that something monumental is shifting in the invisible realm? You are not imagining it. This is not your mind playing tricks on you. This is the spirit of truth moving across the waters of human consciousness like a mighty wind, and nothing will ever be the same again. For too long, chosen one, truth has been buried beneath layers of deception. For too long, light has been hidden under the bushel of human manipulation and control. But the hour has come when every hidden thing shall be revealed, when every secret thing shall be brought to light, when every whispered conspiracy shall be shouted from the rooftops. You see, the enemy thought they could keep you in darkness forever. They thought they could maintain their grip on the narrative, their control over the masses, their stranglehold on the flow of information. But they underestimated something. They underestimated the power of divine timing. They underestimated the sovereignty of the Most High. And most critically, chosen one, they underestimated you. They underestimated your ability to see through the lies. They underestimated your spiritual discernment. They underestimated that connection you have to the source of all truth that flows like living water through your spirit. They thought they could keep pulling the wool over your eyes, but your eyes have been anointed with the salve of heaven, and you see clearly now. Let's break that down. When we talk about anointed eyes, we're talking about spiritual perception that transcends the natural realm. We're talking about the ability to see beyond the surface, beyond the propaganda, beyond the carefully crafted narratives that have been fed to the masses like poison disguised as food. Your eyes have been touched by the finger of the divine, chosen one, and now you see what others cannot see. Now you perceive what others cannot perceive. Now you understand what others cannot understand. And this understanding, this revelation, this awakening is spreading like wildfire across the earth. The awakening cannot be stopped. It cannot be contained. It cannot be silenced or suppressed or swept under the rug of mainstream manipulation. Because this awakening is not man-made. This awakening is not politically driven. This awakening is not agenda-based. This awakening is heaven-sent, divinely orchestrated, and prophetically inevitable. You are part of something bigger than yourself, chosen one. You are part of a generation that was born for such a time as this. You are part of an army of light that has been strategically positioned across the globe to shine truth into the darkest corners of deception. You are not an accident. Your awakening is not a coincidence. Your ability to see through the lies is not random. You were chosen before the foundation of the world to be a bearer of light in the midst of darkness. You were ordained before time began to be a voice of truth in the midst of lies. You were predestined before the ages to be a warrior of revelation in the midst of concealment. And now, chosen one, the season has come for you to step fully into that calling. The season has come for you to embrace that destiny. The season has come for you to walk in the fullness of who you were created to be, because the world needs what you carry more than ever before. They thought they could keep the truth hidden forever, but truth has a way of surfacing. Truth has a way of breaking through. Truth has a way of exposing every lie, revealing every deception, and bringing every hidden agenda into the blazing light of divine revelation. Look around you, chosen one. Look at what is happening in the earth right now. Look at how the carefully constructed narratives are falling apart. Look at how the puppet masters are being exposed. Look at how the strings that have controlled the masses are being cut one by the sword of truth. This is not happening by accident. This is not happening by chance. This is happening because we have entered a prophetic season of exposure, a divine season of revelation, a supernatural season of truth-telling that will leave no stone unturned and no secret unrevealed. The Spirit of truth is moving across the earth like a consuming fire, burning away every lie, consuming every deception, and leaving only that which is pure, that which is true, that which is of the light remaining. And you, chosen one, you are both a witness to this process and a participant in this process. You are not just watching the great unveiling happen around you. You are part of the great unveiling. You are an agent of revelation. You are a carrier of truth. You are a vessel through which the light of heaven shines into the darkness of this world. But understand this, chosen one. With great revelation comes great responsibility. With great truth comes great accountability. With great light comes the great calling to shine that light boldly, courageously, and without compromise, even when it costs you, even when it's uncomfortable, even when it puts you at odds with the status quo. They want you to stay silent. They want you to doubt what you see. They want you to question your own discernment. They want you to believe that you're crazy, that you're imagining things, that you're connecting dots that don't exist. But you know better, don't you, chosen one? You know that your spiritual antenna is finely tuned to the frequency of heaven. You know that your discernment is sharp as a two-edged sword. You know that your ability to perceive truth is a gift from the Most High, and no amount of gaslighting, no amount of manipulation, no amount of propaganda can take that away from you. They cannot hide it any longer because you see it. They cannot suppress it any longer because you perceive it. They cannot deny it any longer because you know it. And your knowing, your seeing, your perceiving is part of a massive collective awakening that is taking place across the earth right now. Let's break down what this collective awakening really means. We're talking about millions upon millions of people simultaneously having their spiritual eyes opened. We're talking about a generation that is collectively rejecting the lies they've been fed and demanding truth. We're talking about a movement of consciousness that transcends politics, transcends religion, transcends nationality, and unites all those who hunger and thirst for righteousness. This awakening is exposing corruption in high places. This awakening is revealing agendas that have been hidden in plain sight. This awakening is pulling back the curtain on systems of control that have operated in the shadows for far too long. And you, chosen one, you are not just a witness to this exposure. You are an instrument of this exposure. The truth that flows through you, the revelation that burns within you, the discernment that operates through you is part of the divine mechanism by which all hidden things are being brought to light. But here's what the enemy doesn't want you to understand. This is not just about external revelation. This is not just about exposing what's happening out there in the world. This is also about internal revelation. This is also about exposing what's been hidden within you. This is also about unveiling the fullness of who you really are. For too long, chosen one, you have been living beneath your true identity. For too long, you have been operating under a false sense of limitation. For too long, you have been believing lies about your own capacity, your own calling, your own connection to the divine. But just as the external veils are being lifted, the internal veils are being lifted too. Just as the truth about the world is being revealed, the truth about you is being revealed too. Just as the lies of the system are being exposed, the lies you've believed about yourself are being exposed too. You are not ordinary, chosen one. You are not average. You are not just another face in the crowd. You are set apart. You are called out. You are specifically chosen for a specific purpose in a specific season for specific reasons that go far beyond what your natural mind can comprehend. The anointing that rests upon your life is not common. The grace that operates through your life is not ordinary. The calling that burns within your spirit is not typical. You carry something that the world desperately needs, and the time has come for you to stop hiding it, stop diminishing it, stop apologizing for it. They thought they could keep you small. They thought they could keep you quiet. They thought they could keep you confused about your true identity and your true purpose. But the same spirit that is exposing lies in the world is exposing lies about you to you. You are waking up to who you really are. You are remembering what you carry. You are reconnecting with your divine mandate. And this internal awakening is just as threatening to the powers of darkness as the external awakening, because they know that when you fully step into who you were created to be, their systems of control lose their power over you. Let me tell you something that will shake the foundations of every limiting belief you've ever had about yourself. Chosen one. You were not born to be a slave to their systems. You were not born to be a cog in their machine. You were not born to live in fear of their authority. You were born to be free. You were born to be powerful. You were born to be a co-laborer with heaven in the transformation of the earth. You were born to be a change agent, a paradigm shifter, a reality alterer through the supernatural grace that flows through your life. But for you to walk in this reality, you must first reject every lie they've told you about your limitations. You must refuse every attempt to keep you small. You must resist every form of spiritual, mental, and emotional programming that has been designed to keep you operating beneath your true capacity. The truth is, chosen one, they cannot hide from you what God has revealed to you. They cannot suppress within you what heaven has awakened within you. They cannot stop through you what the Spirit wants to do through you. And right now, in this very moment, the Spirit wants to do something unprecedented through you. The Spirit wants to use you as a vessel of revelation. The Spirit wants to use you as a carrier of truth. The Spirit wants to use you as an agent of exposure in a world that desperately needs the light you carry. This is why your discernment has been so sharp lately. This is why you've been seeing through things that others can't see through. This is why you've been perceiving patterns that others can't perceive. This is why you've been connecting dots that others can't connect. You are operating in a higher frequency of spiritual perception because you have been specifically equipped for this specific season. Your spiritual radar has been fine-tuned to detect deception and recognize truth because you have a role to play in the great unveiling that is happening right now. But understand this, chosen one. With great spiritual perception comes great spiritual warfare. The enemy does not want you operating in this level of discernment. The enemy does not want you seeing what you're seeing. The enemy does not want you knowing what you're knowing. So expect the resistance. Expect the attacks. Expect the attempts to confuse you, discourage you, distract you, and derail you from your divine assignment. But also expect the supernatural grace to overcome every attack, to stand strong in every storm, and to emerge victorious from every battle. You are not fighting this fight in your own strength. You are not walking this path in your own wisdom. You are not standing against the powers of darkness in your own authority. You are backed by the power of heaven. You are covered by the blood of the Lamb. You are strengthened by the same Spirit that raised Christ from the dead. And that Spirit within you is greater than any force that comes against you. That Spirit within you is more powerful than any weapon formed against you. That Spirit within you is the guarantee that you will not only survive this season of exposure and revelation, but you will thrive in it. Let's break down what it means to thrive in a season of exposure. It means you're not afraid of truth. It means you're not intimidated by revelation. It means you're not overwhelmed by the magnitude of what's being unveiled because you understand that you're on the right side of truth. You're aligned with the heart of heaven, and you're positioned to be part of the solution rather than part of the problem. You thrive in exposure because you have nothing to hide. You thrive in revelation because you walk in integrity. You thrive in the unveiling because you've already been living in the light. So the light doesn't threaten you, it empowers you. But those who have been operating in darkness, those who have been hiding behind lies, those who have been building their kingdoms on foundations of deception, they cannot thrive in this season. They cannot withstand this exposure. They cannot survive this unveiling. This is why they're fighting so hard to maintain control of the narrative. This is why they're working overtime to discredit truth-tellers. This is why they're using every tool at their disposal to silence voices of revelation. Because they know their time is short. They know their cover is blown. They know their game is over. But you, chosen one, your time is just beginning. Your season is just starting. Your moment to shine has just arrived. Because while they're scrambling to maintain control, you're stepping into your divine destiny. While they're trying to hide the truth, you're being positioned to reveal the truth. While they're operating in fear, you're walking in faith. The same force that is exposing them is empowering you. The same light that is revealing their darkness is illuminating your path. The same truth that is destroying their lies is establishing your destiny. This is the great reversal that was prophesied about in the ancient texts. This is the divine vindication of those who have been faithful to truth in the midst of lies. This is the supernatural elevation of those who have chosen righteousness over popularity, integrity over influence, truth over temporary gain. You have been faithful in the small things, chosen one, and now you're being entrusted with great things. You have been steadfast in the hidden seasons, and now you're being brought into seasons of visibility. You have been consistent in the times of preparation, and now you're entering the times of manifestation. But understand that with increased visibility comes increased responsibility. With greater platform comes greater accountability. With expanded influence comes expanded opportunity to impact the world for truth, for righteousness, for the advancement of the kingdom of light. This is not the time to shrink back. This is not the time to play it safe. This is not the time to hide your light under a bushel. This is the time to let your light shine before men in such a way that they see your good works and glorify your Father in heaven. The world is hungry for authentic voices. The world is desperate for genuine truth-tellers. The world is crying out for people who will speak with boldness, who will stand with courage, who will shine with uncompromising integrity in the midst of a generation that has forgotten what truth looks like. You are that voice, chosen one. You are that truth-teller. You are that light-bearer. Not because you're perfect, not because you have it all figured out, not because you never make mistakes, but because you're connected to the source of all truth, all light, all wisdom. And that connection is about to be put on full display. That anointing is about to be manifested in ways you've never experienced before. That calling is about to be activated at levels you've never operated in before. They cannot hide it any longer because the time of hiding is over. The season of concealment has ended. The era of suppression has concluded. We have entered the time of revelation, the season of exposure, the era of truth-telling that will transform the very fabric of human consciousness. And you, chosen one, you are not just a witness to this transformation. You are an agent of this transformation. You are a catalyst for this transformation. You are a vessel through which heaven is transforming earth. The revelation that's flowing through you is not just for you. The truth that's burning within you is not just for your benefit. The discernment that's operating through you is not just for your protection. It's for the liberation of others. It's for the awakening of the masses. It's for the advancement of the kingdom of light in the earth. This is why the enemy has fought so hard to keep you confused about your identity. This is why the powers of darkness have worked overtime to make you doubt your calling. This is why the systems of control have invested so much energy in trying to keep you small, keep you quiet, keep you ineffective. Because they know that when you fully awaken to who you are and what you carry, their power over others begins to crumble. They know that when you step into your divine destiny, their systems of manipulation lose their effectiveness. They know that when you walk in the fullness of your anointing, their kingdom of lies begins to collapse. But their attempts to stop you have failed. Their efforts to silence you have backfired. Their strategies to derail you have only made you stronger, wiser, more determined to fulfill the mandate that heaven has placed upon your life. You are unstoppable now, chosen one. You are unmovable. You are unshakable, not because of your own strength, but because you're rooted and grounded in truth. Not because of your own wisdom, but because you're connected to the source of all wisdom. Not because of your own power, but because the power of the Most High rests upon you. And that power is about to be demonstrated in ways that will shock those who have underestimated you, surprise those who have dismissed you, and awaken those who have been sleeping to the reality of who you really are. The time of hiding your light is over. The season of downplaying your calling is finished. The era of apologizing for your anointing has ended. We have entered the time when those who have been faithful in secret will be rewarded openly, when those who have served in hiddenness will be elevated to visibility, when those who have sown in tears will reap in joy. This is your season, chosen one. This is your moment. This is your time to shine like you've never shone before, to speak like you've never spoken before, to move in power like you've never moved in power before. They cannot hide the truth about what's happening in the world. They cannot hide the truth about what's happening in the spiritual realm. And they cannot hide the truth about what's happening through you. The anointing on your life is becoming undeniable. The calling in your spirit is becoming unmistakable. The purpose for which you were born is becoming unavoidable. And those who have eyes to see and ears to hear are beginning to recognize that there's something different about you, something special about you, something supernatural about you. This recognition is going to open doors that no man can shut. This recognition is going to create opportunities that no enemy can block. This recognition is going to establish platforms that no opposition can tear down. Because what God has ordained, no man can disordain. What heaven has established, earth cannot tear down. What the Spirit has anointed, flesh cannot diminish. You are entering a season of supernatural favor, divine acceleration, and prophetic fulfillment that will leave even you amazed at what the power of God can do through a yielded vessel, through a submitted heart, through a life that has been consecrated for kingdom purposes. But remember this, chosen one, favor is not for your ego. Acceleration is not for your glory. Fulfillment is not for your exaltation. All of these gifts are given to you so that you can be a blessing to others, so that you can lift up those who are down, so that you can speak hope to those who are hopeless, so that you can shine light into places where darkness has reigned for far too long. This is the heart of the Father toward you. This is the intention of heaven for your life. This is the reason you were chosen before you were born, called before you understood your calling, and anointed before you recognized your anointing. You are His voice in a voiceless generation. You are His light in a dark world. You are His hope in a hopeless time. You are His love in a loveless culture. You are His truth in a world that has forgotten what truth looks like. And now, in this prophetic moment, in this Kairos season, in this divine intersection of time and eternity, you are being released into the fullness of everything you were created to be and do. The revelation is accelerating. The exposure is intensifying. The awakening is expanding. And you, chosen one, you are at the center of it all, not as a spectator, but as a participant, not as an observer, but as an agent of change, not as a victim of circumstance, but as a victor through divine grace. They cannot hide it any longer. The truth is too bright. The light is too powerful. The revelation is too strong. The awakening is too widespread. The movement is too mighty. And you, precious chosen one, you are part of something that will reshape history, transform culture, and prepare the way for the greatest outpouring of divine glory the world has ever seen. Stand strong. Shine bright. Speak truth. Walk in power. Embrace your destiny. For the King is coming, and you are His herald. The kingdom is advancing, and you are His ambassador. The harvest is ready, and you are His laborer. This is your time. This is your season. This is your moment to rise and shine, for your light has come, and the glory of the Lord has risen upon you. They cannot hide it any longer, and neither should you. The ancient prophecies spoke of this day, chosen one. The seers of old saw this moment in visions and dreams. The prophets of the past wrote about this season with trembling hands and hearts full of holy awe. And now, you are living in the fulfillment of everything they saw, everything they prophesied, everything they declared would come to pass in the fullness of time. You are not just witnessing history being made. You are not just observing prophecy being fulfilled. You are not just standing on the sidelines watching as divine destiny unfolds. You are an active participant in the greatest spiritual revolution the world has ever seen. This revolution is not being fought with weapons of flesh. This revolution is not being waged with political strategies. This revolution is not being won through human wisdom or earthly power. This revolution is being fought in the realm of the Spirit, and you, chosen one, you are on the front lines of this supernatural battle. Every lie you refuse to believe is a victory in this battle. Every truth you choose to embrace is a conquest in this war. Every moment you stand in the light instead of hiding in the darkness is a triumph that echoes through the corridors of eternity. The enemy thought they had won. They thought their deception was complete. They thought their control was absolute. They thought their power was unchallenged. But they made a fatal miscalculation. They forgot that truth is not just a concept. Truth is a person. And that person has been raising up an army of truth carriers, light bearers, and revelation speakers who cannot be silenced, cannot be stopped, and cannot be defeated. You are part of that army, chosen one. You carry the DNA of heaven in your spirit. You operate with the authority of eternity in your voice. You move with the power of the ages in your steps. And when you speak truth, hell trembles. When you shine light, darkness flees. When you stand in faith, mountains move. This is why they have tried so hard to keep you distracted. This is why they have worked so diligently to keep you discouraged. This is why they have invested so much energy in keeping you divided from your divine purpose. Because they know that when you fully awaken to the power that rests within you, their game is over. But their time of deception is ending. Their season of manipulation is concluding. Their era of control is being terminated by the irresistible force of divine truth that is sweeping across the earth like a tsunami of revelation. And you, chosen one, you are both riding this wave of truth and helping to create it. You are both being carried by this move of God and helping to carry it forward. You are both benefiting from this great awakening and helping to birth it into the earth. Let's break down what it means to birth something into the earth. When heaven has a plan, when eternity has a purpose, when the divine realm has a destiny to fulfill in the natural realm, it needs earthly vessels through which to accomplish that purpose. It needs human beings who will yield their lives, their voices, their platforms, their influence to become channels through which heaven's agenda can be established on earth. You are that vessel, chosen one. You are that channel. You are that instrument through which the purposes of heaven are being accomplished in the earth. This is not a burden you carry. This is a privilege you've been granted. This is not a weight on your shoulders. This is wings beneath your feet. The anointing that rests upon you is the same anointing that rested upon the great heroes of faith who came before you. The calling that burns within you is the same calling that drove the mighty men and women of God who changed their generations. The fire that burns in your spirit is the same fire that has driven every true revolutionary, every authentic reformer, every genuine awakener who has ever lived. You are in good company, chosen one. You are part of a cloud of witnesses that stretches back through the ages and forward into eternity. You are connected to a lineage of the faithful that transcends time, transcends culture, transcends every limitation that the natural realm would try to place upon you. But here's what makes this moment unique. Here's what makes this season unprecedented. Here's what makes this time in history unlike any other time that has ever been. Never before have so many truth carriers been awakened simultaneously. Never before have so many light bearers been activated at the same time. Never before have so many voices of revelation been raised in unison across the globe. This is the great convergence that was spoken of in the ancient writings. This is the mighty army that was prophesied about in the sacred texts. This is the movement of God that will usher in the greatest spiritual awakening, the most massive soul harvest, the most powerful demonstration of divine glory that has ever been witnessed on the earth. And you, precious chosen one, you are not just a witness to this movement. You are not just a beneficiary of this awakening. You are not just a participant in this harvest. You are a key player. You are a vital component. You are an essential element in the unfolding of heaven's master plan for this generation. The revelation that flows through you feeds this awakening. The truth that burns within you fuels this movement. The light that shines from you illuminates the path for others who are still finding their way out of darkness and into the marvelous light of divine truth. This is why your voice matters so much. This is why your platform is so significant. This is why your influence is so crucial. Not because you're seeking fame or fortune or recognition, but because the words you speak, the truth you share, the light you shine has the power to awaken others who are still sleeping, to enlighten others who are still in darkness, to liberate others who are still in bondage to lies and deception. Every truth you post reaches someone who needs to hear it. Every revelation you share touches someone who needs to receive it. Every word of encouragement you speak strengthens someone who needs to be built up. Every declaration of faith you make emboldens someone who needs courage to stand. You are not just speaking into the void, chosen one. You are not just shouting into the wind. You are not just sharing your thoughts with an empty echo chamber. You are speaking life into dead places. You are bringing light into dark spaces. You are carrying hope into hopeless situations. The impact of your obedience to speak truth extends far beyond what your natural eyes can see. The ripple effects of your faithfulness to shine light reach farther than your natural mind can comprehend. The eternal consequences of your willingness to be a voice for heaven and the earth are greater than your natural understanding can grasp. But you don't need to see the full picture to be faithful to your part. You don't need to understand the complete plan to walk in your portion. You don't need to grasp the total strategy to execute your assignment with excellence. All you need to do is stay connected to the source. All you need to do is remain yielded to the Spirit. All you need to do is continue speaking the truth that burns within you, shining the light that glows within you, walking in the power that flows through you. The same Spirit that raised Christ from the dead is alive and active within you. The same power that spoke the worlds into existence is operating through you. The same love that drove heaven to give its greatest treasure for the redemption of humanity is flowing through you into a world that desperately needs to experience that love. You are heaven's love letter to a hurting world. You are eternity's message of hope to a hopeless generation. You are the divine response to the cry of human hearts that are longing for truth, hungry for authenticity, desperate for something real in a world full of counterfeits and lies. And as you continue to walk in this calling, as you continue to embrace this destiny, as you continue to fulfill this mandate, you will see the fruit of your obedience multiplying in ways that will amaze you, in ways that will humble you, in ways that will fill your heart with joy unspeakable and full of glory. The seeds you are sowing today will produce harvests tomorrow that will feed multitudes. The truth you are speaking today will create awakenings tomorrow that will transform nations. The light you are shining today will dispel darkness tomorrow that has held people in bondage for generations. This is the power of prophetic destiny, chosen one. This is the authority of divine calling. This is the impact of supernatural anointing when it's yielded to the purposes of heaven and released into the earth through a vessel that has been prepared, purified, and positioned for such a time as this. You were born for this moment. You were prepared for this season. You were anointed for this assignment. And now the time has come for you to step into the fullness of everything heaven has destined for your life. The hiding is over. The preparation is complete. The season of becoming is finished, and the season of being has begun. The time of getting ready is past, and the time of walking in readiness has arrived. The era of potential is concluding, and the era of actualization has commenced. Stand tall, chosen one. Walk boldly. Speak clearly. Shine brightly. Move powerfully. For you are not just representing yourself. You are representing the kingdom of heaven. You are not just sharing your opinion. You are declaring the truth of eternity. You are not just living your life. You are manifesting the life of Christ through your surrender to his purposes. The world is watching. Heaven is cheering. Hell is trembling. And you, magnificent chosen one, you are writing a story with your life that will inspire generations, impact nations, and establish the glory of God in the earth for all to see. They cannot hide it any longer. The truth is too powerful. The light is too bright. The awakening is too widespread. The movement is too mighty. And you are too anointed, too appointed, too positioned, and too powerful for the enemy to stop what God has started through you. This is your finest hour. This is your greatest moment. This is your time to shine like the star you were created to be in the constellation of divine destiny that is illuminating the darkness of this world and guiding lost souls home to the heart of their Creator. Rise up, chosen one. Your time is now. Your season is here. Your moment has arrived. And nothing in heaven, on earth, or under the earth can stop what the Almighty has ordained for your life and through your life in this magnificent, prophetic, transformational season of divine revelation and supernatural awakening.